A horse's hoof suddenly stepped on a landmine. Protected by the horse taking the blast, Tom survived. With no time to grieve, he hurriedly scooped the gold scattered on the ground and stuffed it into his pockets. At that moment, a Nazi tank caught up from behind. When the officer saw the dazzling gold strewn everywhere, his eyes lit up instantly. Tom stayed sharp while picking up the gold, secretly clutching a stone in his hand. When the officer gave the order to fire, Tom hurled the stone, triggering another landmine. The explosion kicked up a thick cloud of smoke that completely swallowed him. Seeing this, the officer immediately ordered his men to open fire. Only after an entire magazine had been emptied did the officer signal them to stop. He assumed Tom had already been riddled with bullets, so he ordered his men to enter the minefield and check. Before the soldier could take more than a few steps, a landmine suddenly flew out of the smoke. The officer froze in shock. To determine how many mines were buried there, he ordered 2 more soldiers forward to investigate. As expected, one of them quickly stepped on a mine. The remaining soldier panicked and sprinted ahead, only to meet the same fate. It was obvious the area was impossible to cross. The officer decided to take a detour. To be safe, they forced 2 prisoners to walk ahead as human mine detectors. This time, nothing went wrong, and they safely crossed the minefield. Before long, they caught up to Tom again. The roar of the tank jolted him awake. Seeing the Nazi unit closing in, he quickly pressed himself against a stack of wooden crates to hide. He thought this would keep him out of sight, but soon realized in horror that they had brought military dogs. His position was about to be exposed. In desperation, he rolled under a truck and stabbed the fuel tank with a dagger, drenching himself in gasoline to confuse the dog's sense of smell. But the soldiers still noticed the fuel dripping onto the ground, and one immediately shouted a warning to his comrades. Sensing danger, Tom fled out the other side. A sniper shot him in the calf, then released the dogs to attack. Calmly, Tom struck a match. Faced with the raging flames, the dogs halted. At the same time, the officer gave the order to fire. Tom ran for his life, dodging the bullets, then leapt into the freezing lake. The Nazi troops waited on the shore for Tom to resurface, but after half an hour, the water remained still. The officer ordered a soldier to enter the lake and search. As the soldier carefully scanned for any sign of him, Tom silently came up from behind and slit his throat with a dagger. He dragged the body back to shore. When the Nazi soldiers saw this, they immediately turned their guns on him and unleashed a barrage of fire. Using the corpse as cover, Tom successfully escaped the area.